YouTube, if you haven't been following my Philadelphia 76ers in the 2025 season so far, which, side note, it's probably a good move, we're an absolute dumpster fire, but there has been one shiny new diamond that is the dumpster fire of the Sixers season, and of course that is the rookie point guard out of Duke, sharpshooter extraordinaire Jared McCain. I think it's fair to say Jared McCain has officially arrived in the NBA, and in my opinion, he is playing like an NBA star throughout the last 5 games for the 76ers. And in this video, I want to talk about why I believe Jared McCain will be an NBA star in hopefully a long, prosperous career with my 76ers. Over the last 5 games, Jared McCain has been averaging 26 points per game, 2 rebounds, 4 assists on 48% from the field, 44% from 3 on 10 attempts per game, and by the way, he hasn't missed a free throw all season. And you might say, well, Dehave, it's only been 5 games. How can you really declare this player a star? You know, there's been a vacuum in the minutes with the Sixers. Maxi's hurt, right? Joel Embiid doesn't look like himself. Paul George is not playing up to par. Listen, I get all that, but if you watch the games, Jared McCain just looks like a breakout offensive machine this season so far, and particularly the last 5 games, and I think it's going to last. And I'm going to explain why in this video, and if you're not convinced yet by Jared McCain's play, I'm going to do my best in this video to convince you that Jared McCain has officially arrived and will be an NBA star. And while it's true that numbers don't lie, it's also true that they don't tell the full story either, and I hope to provide context in that regard. Let's get right into the video, folks. So let's talk about Jared McCain, and in particular the first 7 games of the season for my Sixers. Jared McCain only averaged 11 minutes per game, and he had a couple standout performances, one in particular against the Memphis Grizzlies, which was a bad loss for the Sixers, but Jared played 16 minutes in that game, scored 19 points, had 4 rebounds, 2 3-pointers, and a steal. This was an encouraging sign for Jared because, as I stated, up to this point, he hadn't really been getting many minutes in the rotation, and a couple games go by after that one, a loss against the Phoenix Suns and a loss against the Los Angeles Clippers, where Jared would continue to not be a factor in the rotation. Now, it wouldn't even really be anything different until the home win against Charlotte. Up to this point, the 76ers had only won 1 game this season, and to be honest, we're still hurting for wins. I believe we're 2-10 at the time of recording this video, unfortunately, but versus the Charlotte Hornets in an overtime victory, Jared McCain looked like he had a breakout performance, basically single-handedly leading my Sixers to a W, their 2nd win of the season, and we needed it bad. Like I said, 27 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 10 of 18 from the field, 3 of 8 from 3, and 4 of 4 from the line, and man, did he look good doing it. Jared is an absolute sniper from the 3-point arc, only made 3 of them that game, but holy cow, he just looks like a different player than he did to start the season. And I went into the next game and the next few games thinking, yeah, that's kind of a abnormality, right? Like he'll even out as the games progress. Didn't really work that way as Jared continued his hot scoring production and offensive output, including a 34-point, 10-assist performance where he shot 12 of 26 from the field and 6 of 13 from 3, also going 4 of 4 from the free throw line against the Cleveland Cavaliers, who are undefeated still at the time of recording this, but we made it a close game without Joel Embiid, without Paul George, on a back-to-back where Jared really stole the show. It's starting to look like a pattern here, folks, of a player who's just straight up, for lack of a better term, breaking out in front of our eyes. And as a Sixers fan watching this, you know, it kind of reminds me of Maxi's breakout, you know, his 2nd season in the league, taking on a bigger role in the absence of Ben Simmons. And in this case, it's him being absent and Jared McCain taking that role of the lead point guard and one of the top offensive options. It's very reminiscent of that situation. And I know what you're thinking, you know, you've lost all these games basically except the one against Charlotte, even though he's playing really well. Like, I get that. It's only 5 games and we're losing. But at the end of the day, this is looking like a situation where the Sixers might have gotten one of the steals of the draft and honestly one of the best players in the NBA draft at 16th overall. Now, I will say, as a Sixers fan, I'm a little bit worried that Daryl Morey will trade Jared McCain even though he's playing so well, you know, midway through the season. A trade is never off the table, no matter who you are, if Daryl Morey is your GM. And please, for all of Philadelphia's sake, Daryl, please don't trade Jared away. way. We need him. I think that's a move we could regret. Now, all of this is to say that this big recap, of the season so far, Jared is having sustained success for 5 games in a row of scoring over 18 points and doing it very efficiently. And while we might be losing the majority of these games, I don't think that's necessarily on Jared. If you watch the games, Joel Embiid looks like a shell of himself. Paul George hasn't been contributing up to the standard we would have hoped going into the season. Maxi's out. Obviously, I know there's been a ton of stuff going on with the Sixers, including the NBA investigation. This season has just been a mess, but Jared has been the lone bright spot, it seems like. And so the fact that we're losing doesn't really reflect his play, because he's really the only guy night to night these days that's putting up good production efficiently that you can count on in a lot of situations. And that goes for Embiid and PG. And side note, as a Sixers fan, I'm just extremely worried, moving forward, that this does not look like a healthy winning basketball team to me in the slightest. But at the end of the day, we're a talented team. I think we'll figure it out by the time the season ends. But I know there's a lot of people watching this video, including probably some Sixers fans, that would say, I don't really believe the Jared McCain thing. I'm not on the, McCain train just yet. I got to see it more. And I got to see what his role looks like when Tyrese Maxey comes back and steals a lot of those minutes. And, can Tyrese Maxey and Jared McCain even play together on the floor? And this is the portion of the video where I want to, give my takes about basically how I think Jared McCain is going to sustain this, because I am officially on the Jared McCain hype train and the McCain train. And I think you guys should be too. And I'm, gonna sell it a little bit to you guys. You don't have to agree with me, but I do think this is something we're gonna see for a long time. And here's why. I think when Tyrese Maxey comes back, there is cause for concern. He's gonna be the starting point guard. He's probably gonna take some minutes away from Jared. And you might say, D-Hate, can they even play together on the floor most of the time? Can Jared McCain start alongside Tyrese Maxey? At the end of the day, they're both smaller guards who do similar things, right? They're floor spacing, perimeter scorers that you'd like to have a balance of, bigger 2-guard and defense alongside Tyrese Maxey. I get that, right? But we also thought that about a lot of other backcourt duos in the past. Look at Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum. That's one that I think is a great example of a pairing in the backcourt of guys that aren't known for their defense, that are smaller guards, that have a similar skill set in a way that ended up, translating to a ton of sustained success for Portland throughout the years. That is very akin to what I'm seeing here from Tyrese Maxey and Jared McCain. So to answer the question, absolutely, I think these guys can share the floor together and succeed and be an offensive nightmare for opposing defenses for hopefully years to come. And despite their size, despite their redundancy a little bit skill set wise, I think they can play off of each other extremely well. We're seeing it right now in Cleveland with Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell, 2 smaller guards not known for their defense that are perimeter oriented offensive weapons that are currently, at the time of recording this, 14-0. Okay, so to say that this can't work in the backcourt, will McCain's role get reduced when Maxey comes back? I just don't think so. He's playing too good to have a decreased role in the rotation, no matter who's on the floor with him, no matter who is healthy on this roster. It just doesn't seem likely to me, right? The only one who can really prove everybody right on the McCain train is Jared himself. I mean, if he just continues this play and really elevates himself into a rookie of the year kind of situation, I think if the season ended right now, he'd probably be in that conversation. At the end of the day, this isn't the most polished draft class. We're not seeing a ton of production from even a lot of the lottery picks. And so I think Jared has a good case for that. But my point is, Jared has the ability to continue his offensive output despite whatever situation the Sixers are throwing on the floor around him in terms of players, in terms of healthy personnel. I just think his game is translatable throughout the season and against different matchups. Early in Tyrese Maxey's career, he had the luxury of playing alongside Joel Embiid and James Harden. This allowed Tyrese Maxey to be the third option on the team and basically take none of the defensive pressure that Harden and Embiid got night to night, right? Like, he was having single coverage and, one-on-one matchups a lot of times with the team's, second or third best defender, right? And so I think Jared McCain personally is going to enjoy a lot of that same privilege that Tyrese Maxey had early in his career, where, the best perimeter defenders, with a healthy Sixer squad, they're going to be on Paul George and Maxey 99% of the time, which will free Jared up to hit those open threes, get into the lane and create for others as well as himself, use that shiftiness and offensive potency that he's been displaying so far this season. I think when everybody's healthy, he will be the 4th offensive option, most likely, if he continues to play like this. And so he will have a lot of opportunities to see subpar, perimeter defenders and bad switches work in his benefit. And also, playing next to guys like PG, Maxi, and Embiid with their gravity, he's just going to get so many open 3-pointers. It's not even funny. Those are some of the reasons I think, when everybody comes back, he might even play a little bit better than he has. He might not take as many shots, but he will be be very similar production-wise, in my opinion, because he's going to have so many open shots and great matchups to work with. At the end of the day, I just think if you watch these games, you will understand how he's, putting up these numbers. It doesn't seem like a case of just a young player getting hot, will be unable to sustain it for the rest of the season. Yeah, he might not average 26. That's obviously true, right? I think by the end of the season, he'll work his way down around 15 points per game or something like that on good efficiency and excellent three-point efficiency. But at the end of the day, I think we have a stud on our hands as Sixers fans, and the Sixers have had one of the steals of the draft. Hopefully, Daryl Morey will not trade him, and I think we have our fourth offensive option. And yes, you have to play him with certain wings and bigs next to him. He can't be in a situation where it's him, Maxi, Kyle Lowry. Like, you need some other long defenders next to him and Maxi. If you're going to play them together, you have to put PG, Caleb Martin, Kelly Oubre, or some combination of the three next to those guys at all times, because you need long, athletic defenders to pair with these guys if they're going to be on the floor together. But at the end of the day, I think Jared McCain is playing like a star in this league, and I think he will continue to for those reasons. Now, that's pretty much it for the video. I wanted to give my kind of Sixers fans takes on this. I don't often push agendas on this channel. To be honest, I think it's kind of tacky, right? On this channel, I really pride myself on being objective and fair to each team, but when I cover my Sixers, I might throw a little bit of bias in there. I might throw a little bit of my own, convincing you guys of Jared McCain stuff in there. So hopefully you guys don't take that, too offensively. It's just when I cover my Sixers, I promise. It's just in those situations, I will be a little bit biased, but I really do try to keep an objective, fair kind of display of facts on the, throughout the other videos. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Let me know down in the comment section, Sixers fan or not, what do you think of Jared McCain's offensive explosion throughout the last 5 games? Do you think it's sustainable? Do you think it will continue? Is he going to be rookie of the year? Let me know all of this stuff down in the comments. Do you think he's going to be a star? I personally do, and for my Sixers sake, we really need him to be. Let me know all the feedback down in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. We're on the road to 15K, and I need your guys' help to get there. Please like the video and check out my other videos. We're going to be uploading a lot more frequently on the channel, all things NBA, close to every day on this channel. And if you're a Sixers fan, it will probably be, a Sixers videos, sprinkled here and there throughout the channel. Other than that, mostly just, broad NBA topics and fun stuff we want to cover. Anything I find interesting, I'm going to cover it on the channel. That's what it's here for, right? So if you enjoyed, like, subscribe, comment, all your feedback down below, positive or negative. Just be respectful. That's all I ask in the comments. And other than that, hopefully you guys are enjoying Jared McCain's, offensive breakout kind of last few games here as much as I am. And hopefully the Sixers can start winning some basketball games. That's really what we need. So I will catch you guys in the next one. Stay tuned for more content. Make sure you have post notifications turned on. All the links to my social medias and everything, you want to check out about me and the channel will be down in the description below. Thank you, Jared, for making the Sixers games a little bit more fun to watch without our star players. It has been an honor to watch you play for my team, and I hope you continue it. You're definitely not watching this video, but if you are, thank you. Daryl Morey, please don't trade him. I will catch you guys in the next video tomorrow. Hopefully you guys have a fantastic rest of your day today, and go Sixers, right? This has been Jared McCain is a breakout star in the NBA. This is your boy D-Have, and as always, peace.